Hey everyone, I'm here with a 2017 Mercedes-Benz E220D, and I just want to do a full in-depth review on this car and show you some of the cool interior and exterior features. Alright, so stepping around the vehicle, we can see we have 17-inch rims on this. They are P225/55 R17 Y-rated tires. They're kind of a Grand Touring summer tire that's offered on many European entry-level and mid-size luxury vehicles. So as we step around the car, we notice that this is an all-new model. This model came out in 2017 in the United States and in 2016 in Europe. Exhausts are nicely integrated into the rear bumper of the vehicle. And it just has a very sleek profile, but surprisingly it has very good visibility all around when you're driving the vehicle. Alright, so let's step inside the car now. Door is very easy to open. Stepping in, it's very easy ingress. And shutting it, this has a very solid Germanic sound. It's very nice. This is the standard gauge cluster that comes in the car. Other models can have more of a full LED display that has the screen for a tachometer as well as the speedometer. The overall interior finish of this car is superb. We have soft touch materials all across the dashboard, all along the top here, with nice wood inlays like inset into the dashboard as well. They feel really high quality and it kind of has an exposed grain to it. So, and these vents also are reminiscent of the S-Class that this car slots just below in Mercedes' sedan lineup. Going along the door here, we see that the wood trim continues. And this mirror creates kind of a little bit of a blind spot here, but it's not too bad. There's speaker kind of tweeters up here in the A-pillar. Coming down here, door handle, leather wrapped grab handle right here. All metal, real metal switches right here, I think. And so it just has a very high quality feel to it. Soft touch materials go all the way down the door, even down here. The steering wheel is extremely soft. It has probably the softest leather I've ever felt in a car, with kind of this perforated leather here, just where your hands are at the 9 and 3 position. So that's pretty nice. Going along the center of the car here, we see that we have this kind of a blacky gloss finish. It's very stylish. It doesn't seem to scratch at all, which is really nice. Analog clock is inlaid within the center console as well. That makes it a little bit more classy. Compared to other cars in its segment. These are the standard seats in Europe. These have cloth inserts and vinyl, kind of these vinyl pieces surrounding that area. They're very comfortable, great for long road trips. I've been in this car for about 2,500 kilometers. Extremely comfortable. And overall, I just think it's just a very high quality vehicle, and I'm really happy with it. Alright, so let's start up this car. So let's not start it up, because in Europe it's actually illegal to have the car running for, I believe, more than 30 seconds or a minute idling. So let's just put it in its accessory mode here. One button puts in accessories, and power on will be one more click. So that way we can go over all the interior features of this car. Alright, so let's turn down the fan speed here so you guys don't have any wind noise. And to turn on the media, you just press the power button here on the right side of the center console. Gives you a little disclaimer saying just be careful, don't be distracted while you're driving. This is the standard LCD display. The upper models with more of the technology package and media packages will have kind of this whole bezel as one big screen that's, I think it's over 10 inches large on the upper models, so it can be pretty nice. Even this base model though has a pretty decent sized screen. Alright, so this is the navigation system. When you're in Europe, it'll show you the speed limits of the roads that you're on, which is really convenient. So that's really nice. So let's go to the main menu here. And there's different settings within the car. We have navigation, radio, media, the telephone, vehicle settings, consumption settings, so your fuel economy, ambient light color within the vehicle, which is really cool, that I'll have to show you guys. It has Mercedes-Benz apps, as well as kind of your sound and speed sensitive volume control settings in there too. You have just more different options for your sound settings, which is really nice in this whole thing. And you can turn the display off if you don't like the screen being on. Parking pilot, that can incorporate your automatic parallel parking feature that comes optional in this car. It also includes your front and rear sensors and your rear camera that comes standard on the car. You also have your phone book, so you can keep track of all of your contacts within that are on your cell phone. And then just going back, we can go through a few of these different things that I want to show you guys, especially in the vehicle settings themselves. Alright, so let's go into vehicle settings where most of the really cool features of this car lie. So once we're in here, we can go into vehicle settings here. You have you can set your limit for your winter tires, speed limit, standby mode, belt adjustment, so that'll automatically tighten the belts when you put them on. They'll give you like a little bit of a hug. You can turn that on and off. Acoustic lock feedback, so do you want it to make like a beep noise when you lock the car with the key fob or not? Or on cars with a passive keyless go system, you can just press the button on the door handle to lock the car. You can have it beep, or you don't have to have it beep, and that's what this setting's for. Automatic mirror folding function, so whenever you lock the car, you can just press the lock button and the mirrors will automatically fold in every time you lock the car. Automatic locking feature, so when you drive, and I think you hit about, I think it's about 10 kilometers per hour or about 8 miles per hour, that will automatically lock the doors. And so that's just kind of your basic vehicle settings right there. Dynamic select, you can go into configuration mode for how you want your car to be set up. You can configure how your engine responds. Do you want it in comfort, sport, sport plus, manual, or eco for your engine? Do you want your steering to be in comfort, or do you want it to be in sport? You can also change to see if you want the automatic engine start stops function to be off or on, so the car will stop and turn off the engine when you come to a stop at like a stoplight or something, and restart as soon as you begin lifting off the brake. You can have that system on, or you can have it off. So you can configure multiple configurations for your personalized driving preferences. Parking pilot, so that'll basically go into your sensors and your rear camera functions, which is pretty cool. The display is excellent as far as the graphics go on this car. It has some of the sharpest graphics I've ever seen in any car at any price. That's really cool. I didn't even know this had it, but you can see the entire rear of the car, even with a wide angle view. That's really, really nice. And you have all the sensors right here too that you can turn on and off. So let's go into assistance features. This includes kind of your electronic stability program system, attention assist, so that will basically monitor to see if you're being really tired at the wheel, and will turn on a coffee symbol and tell you to pull over if you're acting like you're very drowsy while you're driving. Active brake assist, that will basically brake the car under, I think, 50 or 60 kilometers per hour if you're acting in a if you're not braking in time for an obstacle in front of you. It'll slam on the brakes for you. Now with upper level models, they'll actually work up to 130 miles per hour if you get an upper version with the more advanced tech package. Blind spot assist, that's the little red triangles on the mirror there on both sides of the vehicle to indicate if there's someone in your blind spot. You can turn that on or off. And back to the electronic stability program, which you can turn on or off. You can't completely disable the program, but you can turn it into a more relaxed state so that it's not so intrusive when you're driving. And then you have lights. That's got to be my favorite part. You can actually do your intelligent light system. So there's a lot of different features here. Automatic headlights, so if you're coming up on somebody, you can have the headlights automatically dim if there's traffic coming toward you, and then as soon as the traffic passes by, it'll turn the lights back on. Or if you're approaching a car from behind, it'll sense the brake lights of the car in front of you and will dip the high beams so that it won't blind the driver in front of you. You can turn that function on or off within here as well. Locator illumination, that's just the puddle lights underneath the mirror, so when you turn on the lights at night, you can just press that and that'll work, that function right there. And I have interior lighting delayed shutoff, so basically when you lock the car, how soon will the lights inside the car turn off? In this case, the car is set for 15 seconds. And then you have also that same feature for the exterior lighting system, such as the puddle lights and the front and rear lights of the cars as well. Ambient light color. The most amazing thing about this car is there are actually 64 different ambient light colors in here, which is absolutely amazing. I really like that a lot. My favorite color to go with, and what a lot of people on the internet go with, is number, I think, 34 here. Let's see, yeah, 34. It's the one that you can see the most during the day. You can slightly see it right now, the light's under here, but it basically goes all along the door panel, in the rear seats, the footwells of the car, and just extends over pretty much, you know, all the doors and the dashboard of the car, which is really cool when you get to see this car at night, which is probably my favorite feature about this car overall. And then you can also change how bright you want your ambient lighting. You can select up to 5 different brightness levels. In this case, I think 5 is a little bit too bright, so I just go with 4, so it's not so distracting. So that's probably the coolest feature as far as what's in the overall command system of the vehicle. And then navigation is what I usually keep this on, and it works really well. So I really like this. It's kind of based on a Garmin system. Newer models with the tech package will actually work with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so that's very nice that Mercedes incorporated that. Alright, so we've talked a lot about the front of the vehicle, how comfortable it is, and how you can actually use these touchpads here to scroll between different menus just by scrolling your finger over this to see how many kilometers or miles you've driven, how efficient you've been driving, and what the speed that you're driving is at. In this case, 0, because we're stopped. So let's take a look at the back seat here and just see how roomy it is. Stepping out of the vehicle, you can just hear how solid this door is. It's one of the most solid sounding doors I've ever heard in a car. Well, see, that's very soft closing, so you can make it close very softly if you like, but if you slam it, it sounds very solid. Better than the old E-Class for sure. Stepping into the back seat, we'll close the door. Very solid sound once again. And since it's a little bit darker back here, you can see the ambient lighting a little bit better. The front seats are pretty narrow actually, so it doesn't actually seem like that big of a front seat, and that kind of makes you feel a little bit more open and roomy within the back of the vehicle. I'm 6 feet tall, and sitting behind myself, if someone was as tall as me in the front seat, you have like 4 inches of knee room right here, and pretty much a lot of good toe room, to be honest. I can fit my feet underneath the front seat, which is really nice. Got air vents back here that you can close or keep open. Ashtray, as well as a 12-volt power outlet comes standard, so that's really nice. Everything in this car is well damped and very good in materials. Here are the cup holders that are very much like the C-Class. You just push in, I believe, and that's basically your cup holders. They open up like this depending on the size of your cups. Very solid. And if you want to open this up, you got even more storage room within the console itself as well. Very solid sound. Soft touch materials all across the rear door panels, as well as the front seats in the back here. You got a coat hook that you can have. Coat hooks up here on both sides of the vehicle, and you have LED interior illumination throughout the cabin at night for, well, the rear seats have them up here. The front seats have dome lights that are actually mounted on the mirrors and on the up on the roof there as well. All right, so let's take a look at the trunk. Very solid sounding door once again for the rear doors. Opening up the trunk, just one push or one click of the key fob or the button on the of the trunk lid itself actually pops the trunk wide open. Looking inside here, got some laundry detergent since I was staying at a hostel over here in Germany, and I needed to have some laundry detergent to wash some clothes. But looking around the trunk here, it's well carpeted. It's I'd say it's very roomy for the class actually. I think it has about 14 cubic feet of space. You can fit a lot of luggage in here. I've been on a 2-week road trip through Europe, and we've had tons of space. Rarely had to put things in the back seat. If you do want to fold down the back seats, these latches here on both the left and the right sides work very well for doing that. You got a kind of a garbage bag or a grocery bag hook right here so your groceries don't go flying around when you leave the store. Spare tire, this car does not come with a standard spare tire, although you can get it as an optional feature. If you do want to get the spare tire, this feature will come in handy. As with most German cars, the latch actually clips on to the weather stripping right here, so that's really, really nice to have. Otherwise, you do have an inflator kit for kind of your tread area for the if you have any breakdowns on the side of the road or you get any punctures in your tire. The trunk is a little bit difficult to close. I'm slightly dissatisfied with that overall with the car. It's kind of a nitpicking feature, but even if I just like give it a nice you know, close right there, it still doesn't close. You gotta really push it with authority to make it close. So overall, I'm very, very happy with this car. It's been a great car for my road trip through Europe. Just finishing up 2 weeks here in 6 different countries. Germany, Austria, Switzerland, France, and Italy. Just driving through the Alps. And this car has just been a fabulous companion. I've had no issues with it whatsoever. The power is great, the handling's great, the ride's great. You can set the cruise up to 130 miles per hour or about 211 kilometers per hour, which is the fastest I was able to get up to safely on the Autobahn on an unlimited portion in South Germany. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review of the 2017 Mercedes-Benz E220D. If you have any more questions about this car, please put them in the section below, as well as any comments as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.